Hey guys, DC Master Rob here with another custom LEGO minifigure review. Today I'll be reviewing my custom LEGO Hannibal figures series. It's based off the NBC show Hannibal. I watched the show and felt prompted to make the figures. And so now let's get started. The first of which is the protagonist of the show, Will Graham, who is like a psychologist who can kind of picture how criminals kill people, and gets him tangled up with Hannibal Lecter, the serial killer. This is kind of one of his iconic looks. I put a lot of detail into the face, and I even got so kind of dedicated that I bought a Lego Frodo figure so I could have the proper hair. And yeah, this is my custom Lego Will Graham. I designed the jacket and everything. And he's probably one of my favorite figures I've ever made. Yeah. Next comes the titular character himself, Hannibal Lecter. This is kind of a suit rendition that I've made. Basically, if you don't know much about him, he's a cannibal serial killer who's also a psychiatrist, and it's a very interesting show. I don't really need to explain the plot, but yeah, it took a lot of time to try to model the face to look enough kind of like Matt Mickelson. And this is him with the knife, and this kind of his suit rendition. I came up with this kind of like suit design for suit jacket design to make out of kind of like index card to kind of add some real detail to it. Yeah, and then I broke away and kind of made a brown styled version of the Superman hair to kind of match Mads Mikkelsen's. So yeah, that's my Hannibal Lecter. Next is Will's kind of like mentor, not mentor, but like guide in the FBI, Jack Crawford. This guy was very simple, just made him kind of like a jacket print and like this custom kind of like shirt, and just gave him his little goatee design. Yeah, there you go. It's Jack Crawford. So it goes all the way around. Next is Dr. Frederick Chilton. Chilton was just another character who shows up in the show a lot. He's an okay character, but I liked him enough. But I kind of like modeled this off a moment where he's kind of framed for something. Don't want to spoil the show. I'd highly recommend you go out and watch it. But gave him this kind of bloody shirt, gave him a cane from a later portion of the show where he kind of has to walk with one. Yeah, Dr. Frederick Chilton. Next is the combination of Mason Verger and his assistant Cordeaux. Cordeaux is kind of like just this little bit character who's like this amazing chef but also surgeon who kind of starts working for the psychopath Mason Verger after he's mutilated by Hannibal and Will Graham, which is a bit of a spoiler, I guess, but is kind of important to explain this character. And I've also made a dual face for this, so this is kind of Cordeaux, just to give you a better look of him and his kind of design. And then Mason Verger is, I made the wheelchair version, but also there's a secondary face rendition from when he was walking and not in the wheelchair, where he's kind of like the psychopath with blood on his face. Yeah. So that's my Mason Verger, both versions. And then last but not least is the Red Dragon killer, Francis Dollahide. This is him in his day-to-day normal look. He's got a little mess up on his lip, and he's got this 5 o'clock shadow that I emulated. And he's got this little imperfection that he thinks is like the worst. And then this is just kind of his little shirt design. But yeah, this is I put a lot of detail into trying to making him look real. And then last but not least is the Red Dragon, which is Francis Dollahide's kind of killer alter ego. And like I kind of like made it more like I used yellow accents to show kind of like the trippy colors that kind of the Hannibal shows off, and he does it in a very like perverse way, so he gets naked. But like the big deal about this is that I mimicked his Red Dragon tattoo that he's created, that he had tattooed on his back, which is like the key portion of him as a key thing about his like serial killer nature, I guess. So yeah, so that's the Red Dragon, and those are all of my Hannibal figures. Yeah, so that's basically the video. I highly recommend you go check out the show. And if you want to see a couple more figures that I kind of since taken apart, you can go to my Instagram at DCMRup. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any requests of what you'd like me to make, I'd be glad to try to make them. Okay, thank you. Bye.